up, y'all? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe. Because trust me, you're going to want to stay. Alright, so anyway, let's get right into this shit. So, as you can tell by the story time, I'm going to be telling you a story of the time where my coworker, they kept begging me, they kept borrowing money from me, begging for money. They were just a bum. So, let me get into this. Alright, so before I begin, we're going to name them Birdie, okay? Because they're a bird bum. So their name is going to be Birdie. So it all starts back of like October of 2019. I started working at Walmart. So this happened between the timeline of like October 2019 to like January or February of 2020. Now, if you watch the old videos on my channel, you like some of my mukbangs and stuff, I'm always talking about like I hate when people borrow money from me, it's so annoying and blah blah blah. Well, I was referring to that particular person because in my old videos, this is when it's going on. Now, mind you, this happens in a time frame of like months, so this didn't happen like all in like one setting. It's like it would happen, something would happen, an incident would happen, then weeks would go by, like I'm living life, then another incident. So it's like a whole thing a month. So I'm probably gonna leave some stuff out. Now, it'll make sense at the end of the video. At first, I wasn't going to tell this story time. I never thought about telling this story time, but then just yesterday, this Birdie person just reached out to me trying to borrow money. So then that's when I was like, you know what, I'm finna tell this story because I did not. Now, mind you, I stopped working at Walmart. They stopped working at Walmart. Okay, it's going to make sense once the video gets started because it's not going to make sense now. Alright, so their name is Birdie. That's one. Alright, the first incident. I'm going to tell you the first incident. So, I'm in the break room one night. Birdie comes in. Mind you, like, we're cool. We're not friends. We're not best friends. We're work acquaintances, like work associates. We talk, you know them work friends you have, like you talk and laugh at work, but when you out of work, I don't have you on social media, you don't have my number, I don't talk to you outside of work, we're not friends at all. We're not real friends. So Birdie comes into the break room, and she's like, she asking everybody, you know, do you have a $1 bill? Do you have a $1 bill? Blah, blah, blah. So she comes over to me and she's like, do you have a $1 bill? And I'm like, no, I don't have a $1 bill. I just have a $10 bill. I'm like, you could just take this $10 bill. So Birdie gets offended, like kind of, she's like, oh, I don't, it was kind of like an insult to her, like, oh, I don't need a whole $10 bill. I just need $1. I'm going to give you your change back. So me, I'm just caught off guard. I'm like, okay, the fuck? Here's $10. And I was like, make sure you bring my change back. So she's like, of course I'm going to bring your change back. So I let Birdie borrow the $10 bill. So the night goes on. Now, mind you, I'm always seeing Birdie during our shift. It's like she's avoiding me. I stopped seeing her. I don't see her for hours. She's just like vanished. So I'm like, okay, where is Birdie with my money? So finally, I'm in the front of Walmart. I run into Birdie and I'm like, where's my change? So she starts nervously laughing. Now, mind you, she got offended when I gave her the whole $10 bill. This bird goes and spends my whole $10 bill. So I take a mental note of that. She's like, oh, I spend the whole thing. Now, mind you, it's like Monday, and she's like, I'm going to pay you back on Thursday. We get paid like, I got paid every other Thursday. I'm going to pay you back on payday. I'm going to pay you back on payday. She never pays me back on payday, but that's, so back to the point. So in my head that night, I'm like, okay, so not only did you not give me my change back, you stole my money because you told me you were only using $1. So let's say I like didn't have no money to my name. Let's say I needed to take the bus home or something. You just stole my money because you said you was only going to use $1. You took my whole $10 bill. You did not ask or nothing. Not only did you not give me my change back, you stole it. So I'm thinking like, okay, they don't pay you back. She don't be paying people back, and she's a thief. So I had like nervously, I had joked with her, and I was like, oh, so you're a thief. And then she nervously laughed and was like, oh, I'm going to pay you back, or blah, blah, blah. So that's the first thing. Now, over the course of time, she keeps asking me to borrow money. It's like, it's not like a lot. It's like, oh, do you have $2? Do you have $1? Can you buy me this out of the vending machine? Like, I'm buying her, like, maybe a snacks, little bags of chips. She's borrowing, like, maybe $1 or $2 from me, right? So, fast forward to one day, I'm at work that day. She's on her off day, right? Now, mind you, me and her don't talk outside of work. She has no access to me. She don't have my number. She has nothing. So if she did borrow money from me, she can only ask me when she sees me at work. Because outside of work, she has no access to me. So that day, I run into her. It's her off day, and mind you, she never paid me back that $10 she borrowed. Keep that in mind. She never paid me back that $10. So here she is, and over the course of time, I done let her borrow $3, $2, $5, bought her snacks. I'm spending money on her. So I'm running her. She's like, can you cash at me five? No, she was like, do you have a $5? And I was like, no, I just have money on my card. She's like, oh, can you cash at me $5? Now something tells me in my head, do not cash app her. Like something's telling me, just say you don't have cash app or something. Do not cash app her. I didn't realize once I cash app her, that gives her one source of access to me when we're not at work. So I didn't listen to that voice in my head, which I should have. I was like, knowing me, I was like, yes, you know what I'm saying, here. I cash out the money. She's like, I'm pay you back. I'm pay you back when we get paid. She never pays me back. This is going to keep a recurring thing. She never pays me back. So this is where it all begins. So it's like, remember when she would just ask me at work? She would actually ask for money. Well, now she has access to my Cash App. So this is where it gets crazy. So that's when she starts just requesting money from me. She's not even asking anymore. You know how you can request money on Cash App from people and like give them a reason? So me and you are not friends. We're not best friends. We're not family members. We only talk at work. This person has the audacity to start just requesting it from me. She's not even asking. She's just sending me Cash App requests. So it all starts this one night. Now this is when let me go to my Cash App and see where it all started. Because there's so many Cash Apps in here from this one person. Okay, where is this birdie person? Okay. Alright, here it is. No, that's not the first time she did it. Where is she? Oh, okay. Sorry. The first time I Cash Apped her, right here, is December 20th. $5. That was the day where she came up to me, remember, on my day off, and she was like, can you Cash App me $5? And that's when I was like, I should have never gave her my Cash App. So this is where it gets crazy. December 20th. Now remember, that happened on December 20th. 3 days later, mind you, she has not paid that $5 back. She never paid the $10 back. All the stuff I done bought her in between in cash, I done bought her snack. She never paid that $5 back. It's 3 days later. She does not ask for this. She sends me a Cash App request at 6 p.m. $6 Cash App request. Talking about, for ride to work, please. I'm like, I look at my phone. I'm like, what the hell? What makes you think I should pay for you to come to work? This is when I'm like, this person is crazy. You have not paid me back any other time. Now you're not even asking anymore. You're just sending me requests like I'm your parent or I'm obligated to give you money. So I ignore it. I don't cancel it. I don't decline it. It just sits there. I ignore it. So I see her at work later that day, and I just walk right past her, and like she's looking like nervous. She like kind of glanced at me. I don't make eye contact with her. I just walk. I'm like, this girl really sat up there and requested money from me. Like, you didn't even ask. You're just requesting it. So that's when I run into her, and she's like, oh, why didn't you answer my Cash App request? And I'm like, now me, I'm just like, I didn't see it. I'm like, I don't sit on Cash. I'm like, Cash App ain't so. This is when I get an attitude where I'm like, I don't sit on Cash App ain't Instagram. Like, why would I just be on Cash App scrolling through Cash App? I'm like, I don't get on there. So then that's when she's like, oh, well, I still need that $6. And I'm thinking like, what is wrong with you? Then that's when she goes to say, Thomas, because I borrowed the $6 since then she gonna say it like I did her wrong. Since you didn't answer me, I had to borrow the $6 from my tutor, and I still need to pay them back. So what makes you think that I should be the one to give you the money to pay somebody else back when you have not even paid me back yet? I'm like, she's literally insane. So me being nice, I just give her the money. I'm like, okay, fine. I just give her the $6. And she's like, okay, thank you. You know what I'm saying? She never pays me that. The $5, the $10, the $5, the $6, the snack. She never pays me back. So, okay, this is when, okay. I'm sorry, I'm going through my notes so I can make sure I get every part. Okay, this is when another incident happens. Okay, it's a good thing it's in the Cash App, because now as I'm seeing the prices and the dates, the stories are coming back like, okay, that happened because it did. So on December 29th, she comes up to me at work. Now, when she comes up to me, it's this old lady that just started working there. Mind you, this old lady just started working there maybe a couple days ago. She does not know me. She does not know this girl. She does not know the history of her asking me for money and not paying me back. Now, let me tell you how. See, this is when I was like, okay, this must be God, like, sending me a message. Because this lady does not know me, and she does not know this girl. And this girl has a history of keep asking me for money. So she comes up to me and she's like, can you cash at me $3? I need to get a new case. Or it was something, like she had some excuse telling me something. I don't have $3 on my card. It was some dumbass excuse. Like, she was asking me for $3, and I'm just thinking, like, why do you need me to cash out you? You don't have $3. What is wrong with you? Like, so I just cash out the money. I'm like, okay, here. And she's like, I'm gonna pay you back. I'm gonna pay you back. It's the same old line. You know you're not gonna pay me back. So she walks away, and the old lady looks at me, and like the old lady gets like this serious look, and she's like, come here, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. Like, she's like, don't let that girl use you. Like, you're being too nice. Do not let her use you for your money. So in my head, initially, I'm getting pissed off because I'm like, I'm really, at the time, I know, like, now I'm getting pissed off because I knew that old lady was right. But I was pissed off in the moment because I'm like, mind your business. Why are you in my business? Why are you worried about who I'm giving money to? I don't know you. You don't know me. You shouldn't be in my business. You know, I'm the type of person, I don't like nobody in my business. So I'm like, you need to mind your business. Like, who are you to tell me? So in my mind, I'm really upset because the old lady was right. But in my mind, I'm upset. Like, this lady don't even know what she's talking about. Like, girl, bye. So I'm looking at the old lady. I'm like, okay, girl, bye. I'm like, you don't know why I'm giving that girl money. So this is when I'm thinking me and the girl are cool. So I go back and tell her what the old lady said. I'm like, yeah, and that old lady saw me giving you money. I'm like, we could be cousins. Like, she don't know. Like, she told me something, you're using me. You're pretending to be my friend to ask me for money. So I guess that struck a nerve with Birdie, because she was like, oh my God, what is this old lady talking about? I'm finna say something to her because she don't even know what's going on. Like, I'm gonna pay you back. Like, she's crazy. But in my mind, that's when it starts to hit me like, actually, the old lady is right. You never pay me back. You're always begging money from me. You are using me. But at the moment, I'm just like hyping Birdie up. I'm like, yeah, what is she talking about? That old lady is crazy. But really, I'm starting to think like, no, that old lady is right. You are a bird bum, and you keep begging me for money. So that's the next incident. That was that one incident. So let me keep going. All right. So that was December 29th. So roll around to, wait a minute, hold up. Okay, that didn't come yet. Okay, so roll around, it's almost Birdie's birthday, right? It's January something. It's almost Birdie's birthday. So Birdie requests money from me. I'm at work this night. Then this is when she do another. Now, mind you, she just borrowed $3 from me about 5 days ago. She has not paid that back. So I'm randomly at work that night. Boom, my Cash App goes off. I'm like, it's probably Birdie. No, at first I'm like, is somebody sending me money? And then I'm like, ain't nobody sending me money. It's probably Birdie. It's Birdie name come up. It's $8 for it's my birthday. Now, mind you, it was not their birthday at all. Their birthday wasn't until like the next month. It was close to their birthday. Yeah, it was like around their birthday. But really, I know they probably wanted to get it. They was getting an Uber or something home. So they was like, let me just use my birthday as an excuse. Like, it's a birthday. But I declined it. That's the first time I was like, decline. So then that's when I see her at work. And she didn't bring it up or nothing. No, wait. She did bring it up. Hold on. Now, this is when. Oh, okay. She did bring it up. I declined. No, I let it sit there and it canceled out. So then that's when she's like, she comes up to me at work a couple days later, and she's like, "Why didn't you see? Give me. Did you see my Cash App request?" And then that's when I'm like, "No, girl. I told you before. I don't sit on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on there." So then that's when Birdie is like, "Oh, well, let me put your number in your phone. We should start texting outside of work." Mind you, my dumb self gives her my number, but really it's for if he's not answering Cash App, I have his number. I can text, I can FaceTime to ask for money. And that's exactly what she did. As soon as this girl got my number, this is where it begins. She got my number, right? So she has my number. So this is when Birdie starts being braver. Instead of just Cash App requesting me, she starts just asking me for money. So let me go back to Cash App. So now that was January 6th. Oh my God. Like, her name is in her so much. So on January 15th, we're at work. We're at work. Birdie calls me over. "Hey, come here. I need a favor." I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" Can you Cash App me $20? Now, mind you, it's always been like small amounts that add up, like 5, 10, 6, 8. Now I'm like, $20. So I'm like, At first, my initial response, I'm like, no. I have bills to pay. I don't live at home. You live with your mama. I don't live with my parents. You know, I got real bills to pay. I can't just be giving you $20. Like, tell me, so please, like, I'm gonna pay you back, and I'm gonna pay you back on Friday. Now it's Wednesday. So I'm gonna pay you back on Friday, and I'm like, you're off this Friday. Now, she usually works on Friday, but this Friday she's off. I'm like, you're not going to pay me back. You're not going to be here. Tell me, you know what? I'm going to come up to work just for you and give you your $20 back. I promise. So I Cash App the $20. Fast forward to Friday. My whole shift goes by. Birdie never shows up and gives me my money, right? So that next Saturday morning, I get a text from Birdie. Let me go to Birdie. Here's the text start. "I don't want you to think I was lying to you or anything. I gave the money to my mama." This is where I was pissed off. But I'm going to tell you. "She was supposed to give it back yesterday. If she doesn't pay me today, I'll for sure give it to you on payday." Now, mind you, it's Saturday. You borrowed the money on Wednesday. You were supposed to pay me back Friday. You're already late. Now it's Saturday. You're still not paying me back. And you talking about you're not going to pay me back till Thursday? Now I have money. So I wasn't really stressing. I didn't need that $20. But still, I'm thinking in my head, what if I needed that $20? Like, what if I didn't have no money for groceries or just something? Like, she has no respect or, like, no care in the world. It's like, you would think, I'm letting you borrow money. You would think you would try to get it back to me on time. Okay, so that's when she's like, then I'm like, okay, LOL, you better, because I'm broke. So, like she said in the text, her mom, so that's what pissed me off. I'm like, your mama asked you to borrow $20. So you go to somebody at work and ask them to give you the $20 to give to your mom? You telling me you borrow money from me all the time, and your mother who you live in the house with, you can't even let her borrow $20? You gonna ask me to use it? You can't even give your mom $20? You gonna ask me to give her the $20? Now, Birdie never pays me back. This is the only time where Birdie pays me back. She does pay me back after this $20 incident. So, Birdie finally paid me the $20 back. Now, this is just like little petty stuff. Then, like 5 days after that, she requests $1 from me. And I just cancel it. That's something like, and then I see at work, we never bring that up. It's just little stuff. So, now here it is. On February 24th. Now, there's a story that goes with it. So one night, I'm off that night. I'm off on February 24th. Birdie has my number now, so it's easy for her to access to me. So I'm off. Birdie starts FaceTiming me. And mind you, it's like, what time was that at? It's 8:46 p.m. It's wintertime, so it's pitch black outside. So I'm literally in bed. So she starts FaceTiming me. And I pick up and she's like, hey. I'm like, what do you want? And she's like, I'm finna. Now, mind you, there's a lot of the time. All right, a couple days before she FaceTimed me, she had texted me. And I knew she wanted to borrow money, so I didn't answer that text. And it sat there. So she FaceTimes me this night. And she's like, hey, I'm finna text you. Can you answer? Because last time you didn't answer my text. You on FaceTime with me. And you talking about I'm finna text you, answer. Whatever you finna text me, why won't you say it right now while we on FaceTime? So that in my head, I'm like, she finna ask you to borrow money and she don't have the guts to ask you on FaceTime. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna answer. We get off FaceTime. Marcus. And I say, LOL, yes. Okay, do me a favor. Can you cash at me $10? I'm gonna send it right back. So that's when I put two and two together. I look at the time and I'm like, she was at work in the break room when we were on FaceTime. So I'm like, oh, Birdie wants to get some lunch, right? So she usually like gets lunch on break. She like gets Uber Eats or DoorDash. So I'm like, okay, Birdie on lunch break. We only get an hour. So she wants me to hurry up and send the money so she can Uber Eats her some food. So I put, nigga, I'm dead, but sure, hold on, LOL. And she told me some, my bank is unlocking my account on Thursday. That's when I'll pay you back. Thank you, with all these laughing faces. And then she put thank you with some hearts. So then this is when she just start texting me about something random. It's like a nervous, me and her don't talk about nothing else outside of work except for her asking to borrow money. So this is when I sent her the $10. Mind you, when her bank got unlocked on Thursday, she never paid me that $10 back. I never seen it. Let me go. Okay. Alright, now fast forward to March. She requests $5 from me. Now, remember all the time in between these cash app, because I'm always buying her snacks and giving her little cash at work too. So she requests $5 from me, talking about for because you love me. It's like, okay, girl, bye. I do not love. Now, mind you, I didn't answer that cash app request. I let it sit there. It just literally sat there. I never answered it or nothing. So that's March, right? Now this is when, you know what I'm saying, Corona is finna start, so you know what I'm saying. So that's the last time I ever got a cash app request from her. I guess after that incident, she just was like, she stopped cash app requesting me. Now the rest of the incidents happen at work. Now there are little incidents, like we and her would go around the job. She'd be like, hey, come shop with me. We'll get to the register, and she'll always be like, oh, I forgot my wallet in my car. Or, oh, I don't have my card. Or she'll look through her purse and pretend like she got money and be like, can you cover this? Can you cover this? So it's just like little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then there was this one incident to where, let me make sure I hit all the points. Alright, so there's this one incident where she, okay, now this is a funny incident. She asked me to go shopping with her, right? She gets all this stuff. It probably is like $25 worth of stuff. We get to the register. It's busy. So mind you, Birdie's in front of me. I'm behind her. All her stuff scans up. Our coworker is like, okay, that's 25. Birdie gets in her purse. She start pulling out everything. Start getting nervous. And I'm like, this chick up here done bought all this stuff, and now she pretend like she don't got no money, and she finna turn around and ask me to pay for it. So in her mind, she was like, okay, so he can't go yet until I'm done getting my stuff. So I guess she would think I was going to be irritated, like, oh, girl, we're on lunch. You taking too long. Here, I'm just going to cover your stuff and buy mine too. But little did Birdie know, the line beside us open. So I go over there. So then that's when Birdie going to let out a sigh like, oh my God, he buying his stuff from over there. Oh my God. So I buy all my stuff. So she keeps looking up at me like with this nervous look like, oh my God, aren't you going to buy it? And I'm like trying not to laugh. I'm like, this bird bum is up here trying to, has no money and really thinks I'm finna help her out. Because at this point in time, I'm done giving you money. You have irritated me to the max. You're a bum. Go get another job if you don't have no money. And this is what's not making sense to me. Now, this is off the topic. Now, I never put this in the story. Birdie has a boyfriend that is 27, 28 throughout most of this whole story. You dating a nigga that's 28 years old. Why won't you ask him for money? Why won't you get money from him? Why are you requesting me for Ubers and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have any money. Your boyfriend is, and Birdie is like 19, right? No, Birdie like 17 when this first happened. And then she turned 18 like somewhere around in the middle of that story. But during that the time, your boyfriend is like 28. Why you not asking your boyfriend for money? So then when it starts, I like around this story, it started making sense to me. I'm starting to think, I wonder if her boyfriend that's 28 don't have a job and that's why she never has no money. She's giving on, because mind you, Birdie works a good amount of hours. She's making a good money for a high schooler. So it's like, why don't you never have no money? So then that's when I'm like, okay, she's probably giving her money to her boyfriend. That could be, I'm like, that's the only way I can think. She's giving her checks to her boyfriend. Because it's like, what girl in their right mind is dating a man that's almost 10 years older than them and won't ask him for no money? And then I remember one time she would be like, oh, I don't like asking my boyfriend for money. So you would ask other people at work for money, but your boyfriend, who is 28 years old, who's a grown-ass man, you not asking him for money? If you really are broke, why is he not helping you out? So that's just not adding up to me. And I remember I even made a tweet about that, like somewhere along. I was like, do y'all think it's weird? I remember I had tweeted something like, do y'all think it's weird, like, if a girl is dating a guy that's like 26 years old and she's asking other boys at work for money, and then a lot of people like, yeah, you know, that's weird, like, why are you not asking your boyfriend for money? And if you're her boyfriend, wouldn't you feel some type of way like, here I am, 27 years old, and you asking other men at your job for money, like, why are you not asking me? So it's just like, now back to the incident. We at the cash register, Birdie fiddling around, she don't have no money, so I buy all my stuff because of course I got money. And then I'm walking away and she's like looking all nervous. Now our other coworker, this white boy, I'll just name him Bobby, he's like, you know what, I'll just gather it. Now with his demeanor and the way he was so comfortable doing it, I noticed, that's when I put two and two together. I'm like, I wonder if she be doing like these things with him, like, oh, I don't have no money, can you cover this, I'm gonna pay you back. And then that's when I put, then something else happened, but like this video getting too long, so I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying, wrap it up. But there was this other incident that happened between her and Bobby, to where I put two and two together, that she was doing the same thing to him that she does, always borrowing money from him. Because Bobby like was way nicer to me, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just like nice little white boy. He works at a job with like all these black people, so like he was like, you know, super nice and, you know, super nerdy. So of course like she would take advantage of that and always be asking him for money. So anyway, Bobby covers the price to her. Now mind you, Bobby lives alone just like me. Walmart does not pay that much. He's like my age too. So it's like he got rent and stuff to pay, and it's like he just sat up there and covered her stuff that's almost $30 worth of stuff, and she just walked away all nervous. Now in the course of the story, Birdie is like this bougie person, you know what I'm saying, always like hanging around these bougie girls, you know, making posts like, oh, I'm in my bag, I'm in my bag. Like she's the most bougiest person, but she turns around and will beg people for money all the time. But you would not know that, like when she come up there with her friends on her days off, like you would think she's just a city girl. She's so rich, she got all this money, she wear these off-brand fake Chanel bags. You would think she was like, she just thinks she the biggest thing out. And it's like, you always borrowing money from people. Now, I'm going to tell this one last scenario. Now, mind you, I'm always giving Birdie money all the time, all the time. So there was this one time where she sent a request on Cash App, and this was the time I declined it. I seen her at work. Why Birdie got the nerve to come up, call herself cussing me out? She come up to me, tell me something. oh my God, why did you decline my Cash App? Don't you ever decline my Cash App? And I'm literally laughing like, girl, are you delusional? Talking about don't I didn't. All the money I done let you borrow. Talking about don't you did not decline my Cash App no more. She's talking, I was stranded in the middle of nowhere. F you. You know what I'm saying? You're fake. You didn't help me out. Just this, that, and the other. I'm just laughing like, this girl is crazy. So she's talking about, if it wasn't good thing my aunt, you know what I'm saying? I called her because I was stranded in the middle of nowhere. I needed to get an Uber. It is not my fault you are broke and don't have no car and you don't have nowhere to go. That is not my responsibility if you are stranded. Me and you are not friends. You are not my child. I did not owe you anything. And that was a moment where I could have brought up all the Cash App receipts. Like, girl, do you not see all these times you done borrowed money from me and never paid me back? But then in that moment, I was just laughing like, okay, girl, bye. Girl, bye. And then, mind you, that was another incident in my head. I'm thinking like, if you are dating a nigga that is 27 and you are like 18, why didn't you call your boyfriend and ask him to come pick you up or send you money? This is why when I was like, she got to be dating a bum. Because it's not adding up. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. But anyway, this video is too long. I actually got a few more scenarios, but this video is so long. So I'm going to just end it here. More of the story is, do not let people run over you and keep asking you to borrow money. Because, like, once you let them do it one time, if you don't say no, it's like they going to keep going. Really, I'm not even blaming Birdie. Like, it's really my fault. Because when Birdie first kept asking me for money, I should have just told her, no, no, no. But me, I was just being nice. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just let her borrow this one time. I'm going to just let her borrow this. She never paid me back. Over the course of the time I knew Birdie, I probably let Birdie borrow probably around $400 to $500. And I'm not kidding. I probably spent about $400 to $500 on Birdie during the course of that time. Because there was so many different scenarios. Just so many different. Because a lot of time I was spending money on her at work. Like, she would do little stuff like, oh, come shop with me on our break. And then we'll get to the register and she'll be, oh, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Or like, I remember one time she gonna pick out something off the shelf talking about, oh, it's for my graduation gift. It's for my graduation gift. Can you buy this? It's a gift. And I'm like, sure, whatever. So yeah. But anyway, like I said in the beginning, what made me do this story time is me and Birdie did not talk. I had no communication with Birdie for about 3 months. I stopped working there. I don't know where she works. I don't even know. Like, she stopped working there way before me. I stopped working there. Birdie randomly texts me on Instagram and says, hey, mind you, we never talked outside of work. And that just happened last night. That's when I was like, you know what? Birdie is trying to borrow money from me. Because at first I was about to text her and say, yes. But something told me, you know this girl finna borrow money from you. Don't even entertain it. So I just left it there. But yeah. Anyway, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And do not let people borrow money from you. Because they will feel so entitled. And it's crazy. Anyway, yes, that's the end of this video. Bye.